Well, we're back to baling corn stalks. Yeah, just sitting there. I know it's can't see much of it, but we're getting further along in the field. I had a few things go on, but we're back at it. It's going pretty good. The stuff was a little wet, so we had to back off, had to let it sit for about a day behind the shredder, and that was a lot better. I probably could have sat a little longer than that, but this stuff has got to come off the field, so it's got to come off so they can get some wheat in the ground. They'll disc this under and plant wheat back into it, so there'll be a grain crop for next year. There won't be any grazing out of it, but yeah, so it's doing pretty good. Our shredder did a good job. It's currently broke down though right now, and there's maybe 15 acres left to shred on this deal, and probably 15, and so that's kind of a mess, because we got a storm rolling in here Monday, Tuesday. It's Saturday now, and so I'm baling now, and I'm gonna try to fix that thing this afternoon, and so we can get back shredding, and hopefully we can get all this baled up before it starts raining on it and snowing. It's nothing actually to do with the flail or the auger itself. The mounting point for the rear axle, where the cylinder goes down to the axle to set the height, just ripped off. It's really, really heavy machine, and it has a single mounting point in the back for the height, and it looks like one side was already halfway cracked, and it just once that side went completely off, then it tore the other side off, and it's done for. It had to, of course it happened at night, so Alex just had to drag it out of the field, called me, said what happened. I just drag it out of the field and we'll get to it when we can. But it was nasty that day. It's so dry. It was blowing. If I don't have a knotter or a bill hook stuck, I don't think I do. I think it just didn't go up very high. But yeah, it kind of a big mess. There we go. So it was so nasty and windy that there's like sand dunes around where we parked it. Like it's just disgusting how dry it is here right now. But we got a chance for some moisture coming on, so we're pretty scarily, we're actually excited about the chance for snow, because we need it. It's bad. There's lots of fires going on, just tons of country burning down right now around us. Just any little thing can set off a fire, and that's the other thing. We gotta weld that thing back on there, and it's just super dry and kind of spooky. You know, don't want to set something on fire. But anyways, that's kind of what's going on. All this stuff we'll actually start loading it out this afternoon and hauling it back to the feed pens. This stuff will actually all go to our range cows. We'll just blend it off with other hay and a supplement in that big mixer that we ended up with, that we bought back in the summer. And this will be our filler for when our cows start coming off with corn stalks, the circles that we do get to graze, and until we get some good rain in the spring and start growing some good green grass. We do have some grass, just not a lot, so this will kind of carry us on, and that way we don't just grub our grass off into the ground and not have anything. And this will keep the cows in good shape, and we could put them out there and run them on what's there, but it's not ideal. It's definitely not ideal for the cow itself. Yep, I dropped a knot. Different knotter. So, well, that looks like that's going to be the end of this little video. So, I'll take you back there. You guys can see. Take my pliers. Yeah, I hate working on these balers. But it's so dry and dusty, it's just nasty. Nasty. Looks like we dropped a string, yeah. So, we got some, you can see here where that bale's rounded over like that. We got some buildup in this channel. It was pretty wet the other day. Well, there's one of my knots. And I came out here trying to just get some acres done, and man, I got maybe 7 or 8 bales in, and I plugged this thing up tighter than I think I've ever done it before. Just some moisture had set in. This stuff already has some moisture in it, and it set into the leaves, and I just filled that stuffer chamber completely full. And it took us a while to get this thing unplugged. It was a mess. A couple of stuffer shear bolts. You can see where my problem is right there. And yeah, it was a booger. And this thing's got some issues, you know, it's got some wear points on it, and that we've got to do some work, but looks like my string dropped here. Oh man. I missed the top knot, probably on the previous bale, looking like, which that's nice that it's already like that, because that saves me from all kinds of stuff. And then this stuff will come back here and tie it on, and it all works out like that. It's a pretty nice deal. Let me pause this. So I just tied it off there, and now we'll go up top, drop the top side down, see if it's not stuck up on a bill hook. But I think it's coming out good. You know, there is moisture in it, which we're gonna we'll separate our stacks, and we'll give it some room where it can breathe. But good solid bales. I don't know what they weigh, but we'll find out. So, now this thing got a new knotter rack put in it. So you can see our corn stalk here. That's probably what caused our problem. And I'm gonna guess that this one here, see where these knots are tied in here? This one's not tied, so I'm gonna have to cut that and drop it back down in there. So this is a little trick I picked up. I didn't know about it. When I would have an issue up here on the top, I would take it and run it back under my twine finger down here, and I'd run it and I'd tie it off back here. And then I had a baler mechanic, because you know, you can't always get it straight. But what you do is, like, at the start of a bale, you cut it, and you can just drop it down in that chamber, and give you like a 2-foot tail on it, and it'll hit it with a flake, and it'll catch that line, and it'll just carry it, and that way it's in line where it needs to be, and it'll track on that roller there, and it'll actually be in line. So that's something I picked up that I didn't know when I first started this, because man, I just don't know anything about big squares until I really got using this one. I didn't put enough on that first one to really learn anything, but I had to learn with this one. So anyways, that's what's going on there. That bale drop kind of spooked me a little. The baler jumped. Yeah, I think those are nice bale. It's got, you can see it's got dirt in there. There's not much you can do about it. All right. Well, we'll get back to it.